Yo, what's good, everybody? This is Mr. Composition, the MC that writes fiction, and we're back at it with the chapter 15 and 16 review of the Hunters Guild Red Hood. Now, this has turned into an interesting turn of events, and we'll get into it. But make sure if you like these type of reviews and breakdowns that you hit that like button. You hit that subscribe button. You hit that notification bell. Alright, let's get into it. So, chapter 15, this is the aftermath of everyone passing the bargainer. Now, it switches off into, as far as Cinderella talk with the mayor, like, oh, it looks like you passed. Great, that does it then. And now it's interesting is, the mayor tells, like, basically for the witch to, take a nap, and he disappears in this smoke. And she's just all like, so like, what are we gonna do next? Lycion. And she's all like, who's Lycion? And then we get into, as far as this, Debonair just all like, oh yeah, y'all got me good. I totally lost. And then you see Grim, shrink back down to her regular self. Then we get as far as this interaction, between Debonair and Veluge. Just all like, yo, is this your idea? He's all like, oh, just a happy accident. And Debonair says something interesting, which is, everything went according to the scenario you wrote out, right? And we get, this back and forth between, the older twin, talking about, like, I trusted, the one guard was the one who basically turned his back on why the older twin has these trust issues, and then we get this back and forth where Grimm's just all like, scenario, what are you talking about? And Debonair's just all like, oh, something's up, and then we get this Cursa comes out, and she's also like, Debonair's just all like, let's have some quick interviews, and Debonair tells Cursa and Tarpon to take care of them. And we find out that they were just a part of that they're full-fledged hunters. They just had to play the part. Now we get this thing where Debonair's just like, hey Grim, come to my room for a second. She's like, okay, stomp. And Veluge just all like, that's interesting. Then we get as far as the Ironworks reach the final destination island recorded on no map. And then we go back to, as far as Cinderella, she's like, a letter. Like, I'm like, the letter was protected. If you read this and not know who I am, then kill that man immediately. And then she's just all like, she is so freaking upset. She's all like, that old coot, now he's done it, And Debonair's just all like, so yeah, what's the word bug mean to you? And Grimm's like, insects, hay fever, all those sound familiar. And Debonair is just like, the cat's taking over the bed, don't move him off, why not? She's like, why lie down over there? She like, those, I don't know if she like throws her on the freaking thing or just like, it's so funny how she was just like holding her like on her shoulder and then like holding her to the side. It's like super hilarious. But Debonair calls HQ, and she says Grim of the 100 Cannons has had her memories manipulated. I need a response team here stat. And she's just all like, our priority is to protect the book. We're enacting an anti-corrosion protocol instead, a strict level 5. And he's like, I'm hanging up now. And so then we also get, as far as this breakdown of werewolves have lycanthropy, which is a type of disease. When enough of these things known as genetic factors build up in the body, the person will transform. So, if it's a disease, we can concoct a cure. Once a werewolf has eaten a human, they can't turn back. The guild is currently researching that in the quest to create an antidote, a sovereign remedy that prevent the transformation. Then we get as far as the Hunters Guild Underground Office number 7, and we get someone writing in the book, and it's just like, what's happening? This wasn't a scenario written in the book. And then, this person, this hooded figure is just like, things will happen that weren't written. That's no surprise, but Grimm's situation is different. Someone other than I is editing the outline. And then it's just like, oh no, the 2 ripped pages, but who? Whoever does the writing doesn't matter to whoever does the reading. The true book's blank pages are the futures. And 13 years ago, someone ripped out 2 pages and disappeared. Now those pages are taking effect. And then we see the mayor showing up in front of Valoo, and everyone's about to attack him. And then Valoo's just like, wait, he's not an enemy. He's the mayor. He's my family, and he saved my life. And then we say we get Valoo asks her, why'd you do it? And Mayor's just like, I had to do it if I'm to drag Grimm the Red Hood out of her role and crown you, the Hunter Valoo, as the main character in her steed. Which is like, what? And Valoo's just like, what? And then freaking boom, the mayor does another puff of smoke, and then they go through, it's like this puff of smoke is a portal, and he takes Valoo and they're over with as far as the HQ. And then we find out that Mayor's freaking like over 500 years ago. He says long ago dragons flew the sky, but the hunters exterminated every last one of them. That's a story that I wrote. And then boom, that is the end. And then we get as far as into chapter freaking 16. And everybody's just all like, Valoo, like, where did Valoo and the old man go? And this chapter's called The True Book, and they're just all like, and then Cinderella comes through, which is crazy. And she talks to Debonair. She's like, we have to talk. And Debonair's like, what makes you think I'd want to talk to you? And she's like, how is someone from the list close to head Q? There's a barrier surrounding the entire island. Valoo created an opening. Anyway, Debonair, let's set our grudge aside for a sec, okay? The world is about to end. And then we get back. Long ago, dragons flew the sky, but hunters exterminated every last one of them. That's a story that I wrote 500 years ago. And then one of the guys from HQ is just like, freeze. Who are you? How'd you get in here? Don't bother. It'll be a waste of ammo. The hooded person says, it's been a while, legendary Red Hood. And then, well, if it isn't the ex-hunter and the second Red Hood, Ludwig Geppetto. Got the Pinocchio stuff going on here. And then the other guy's just like, he was the second. And it's all like, the hooded figures, the Red Hood's just like, this is the true book gifted to us by higher beings. It's the device we use to build the word. That which is written on its pages then happens. It is effectively a tome of inverted reality. Located on the cover sheet of existence, this is where the world is added to its pages. And we start getting a cool little breakdown of different things, and we find out that the guild has penned countless of stories of hope and also stories of despair. What it does is unforgivable, but it must be done. And then we get back to as far as, back to the drop off point, and then we get Debonair choking Cinderella out, like, you know, she's just like, tell me what's going on fast before I snap your neck like a twig. And she's like, that's what I'm here for, jeez. First words of Valoo: find him and detain him quick. He was built to destroy the kid. The kid is destroy the guild. The kid's basically a walking bomb. And then, you know, Grimm's just like, what? And so we get this breakdown of, you know, who the old man is, Geppetto. He got sick of this stranglehold the guild has on the world, so he erased his name from the records and turned traitor. He swiped a handful of pages from the book and joined us on the list, taking up our cause of freedom from the guild. He was powerful even for a sorcerer by merging his magic with the magic of the pages. He created a power capable of nullifying the book's scenarios. And then, you know, we get some more between the Red Hood and Geppetto. And we get some more information of Valoo as well. We find out there's a field around Valoo, a special magical energy that nullifies the story's threads around him. You know, and we get, you know, like, we get Grimm just looking like more and more like cute and adorable. I don't know why, you know, but basically Cinderella goes on to say, spend enough time around the kid and you're freed from the story's thread, the chain of fate written in the book for you. Working together, the mayor and the list created Valoo. Using magic and the power of the pages, he's not a real boy, he's a living puppet. Little by little, his presence dilutes the influence of the guild's written scenarios. So it's crazy. So there we get as far as like Valoo sitting down with the Red Hood, and Valoo's just like, what's all this? It's like, think of it like read a bedtime story. Now we get this interesting piece, which is Valoo asking, what language is this? I can't read it. And he says, this is the language of the readers. Yes, these are the shadows of words projected from a different dimension. And then we get as far as a cursor busting through, and then she's just like, why is Cinderella here? And, you know, and then breaking down everything. And then Valoo, it talks about everything from dragons, giants, demons, mermaids, witches, and werewolves. This page contains the concept designs for all of them. We work from those concepts to build stories, to build fate, fairy tales, cautionary tales, heroic legends, monsters that eat humans. You know, and then Valoo is just like, everything happens according to the pages. And, you know, then we also get, it's like a back and forth. Everything that's going on that's being explained to Valoo is also a parallel with what's going on as far as, you know, with Grimm. Cinderella's just like, Valoo has the power to nullify the book scenarios. Grimm's memories haven't been erased. It's her character concept in the book that's been affected, eroded away from being near Valoo for too long. You know, and then it's just all like, then Cinderella's just all like, what do you think will happen if Valoo comes in direct contact with it? The mayor wants to destroy not just the book, but the whole world along with it. Then it ends. Whoa! Man. Whew. Some interesting stuff going on. And while I was just reading this, some 2 new mangas that looked interesting popped up I might check out. But anyways, yo, there's some interesting stuff going on with this. Like, I'm like wondering how everything's played out. Now there's this concept of the readers, the concept of what this book does, and all of these different things. So, this is only chapter 16, and the way that everything's being built up, I'm curious to see how it's gonna turn out. So let me know what y'all think of this. You know, I want to do some more content in regards to this, but I'm just curious to see what kind of things y'all want to see. So let me know. Anyways, make sure to hit the like, make sure to hit the subscribe, that notification bell, and make sure if you want to support me directly, you can check out my manga, The Most Random Manga Ever. This is the first cannabis themed manga, so check that out. Anyways, and my recent single, Invincible Summer. Smith's composition MC that writes fiction. Peace.
In the darkness, turn the galaxy into my office. Translate the thoughts into deep science. Got the sun in my pocket, build your resilience. So when the next winter cycle comes, I prepare with no losses. The work of the soloist's a boss.